Need you to go ahead and hit that 5-star rating, leave a comment, and do not forget to subscribe to the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast right there on the screen that you're listening to the broadcast on today. Now, I'm saying, man, you were talking about Tyler Perry and him doing something unprecedented with the Black Hollywood in Atlanta, man.
Yeah, man. Yesterday, it was the grand opening of Tyler Perry Studios. I'm going to play a quick audio bite from Fox 5 in Atlanta, and then we'll get our thoughts on it.
Good Day's Marissa Mitchell was there and spoke with Perry and some other big names about his historic accomplishment.
It was a beautiful and historic evening here at Tyler Perry Studios, and the stars we spoke with say that this is a defining moment in their lives and the entire entertainment industry. Who's who in entertainment? And they say there's no place they would rather be than at Tyler Perry Studios, honoring the one and only Tyler Perry.
14 years ago, he said, I'm going to dream a bigger dream. And this is what tonight is him dreaming a bigger dream and now creating this incredible empire.
Tyler having this vision and being able to make it happen is one of those, phenomenal things.
What does it mean to you? You're a legend. To see Tyler Perry honor other legends while we're still here.
You know what? We need those kind of people going before us to give us the courage and the spirit and all of that to keep moving in that direction.
Perry, once homeless, first rose to fame with plays starring his hit character Medea. Since he's become a mogul in both film and television, owning one of the largest production studios in the country.
He has touched so many people and helped made so many careers. Tyler broke all the rules and won, in such a powerful way.
Tyler Perry Studios has 12 sound stages, each named after people the director says paved the way for him, like media powerhouse Oprah Winfrey, Oscar-winning filmmaker Spike Lee, and legendary actress Cicely Tyson. Oscar winner Halle Berry has one in her honor, as well as TV icon Diane Carroll, who died on the eve of the celebration. Carroll was the first Black woman to star in her own television series, Julia.
She was a nurse. She wasn't a maid. She was well-spoken. It gave me hope that I, too, could do the same.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. No disrespect to the beautiful Halle Berry. Oh, God, this is huge, man. Before I go, I want to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, it's a great thing. I was just looking up, Bollywood in India, and it's been all accounts that they do even more, revenue and got more movies, produce more movies than Hollywood itself. So it can happen when you talk about one group of people saying we ain't got to conform to the way they want to do it. We could do our own thing. So I'd like that, man, to see him, pretty much, coming from homeless and putting his product out there. It didn't have to pop, and it popping regardless of what it was. I think that obviously we had reservations. We did some podcasts before about the whole Medea thing. We didn't like it. We thought it was disgusting. But as you see him now moving forward, giving back, providing jobs, uplifting the community, honoring the people that came before him, I'm not going to sit up there and say, oh, that's a great thing. That's all I can pretty much, say about that. This is stuff I like to see. It makes me feel good to see, us doing things and moving in that direction. I wish more people would move in that direction and start giving back. Because you never know, we might have a movie one day and, somebody might, need to help us, assist us, and, with funding or whatever to move it to the next level. That's what it's all about. So shout out to Tyler Perry for doing what he's doing with Black Hollywood in Atlanta, man. I can't wait to see what comes out of that.
Facts, man. And that was the thing that kind of hit me is the hopefully a lot of talented creators, Black men and women, boys and girls, young entrepreneurs or visionaries in trying to create film or let their creativities turn into something, can have an outlet to go to where they don't have to feel like, all right, there's 7-8 extra hurdles I'm going to have to jump over to go and succeed in a Hollywood. Nah, I can go down to Atlanta and Tyler Perry Studios and really make something happen and really kind of start my claim to fame and don't have to worry about anything else and live an abundant and beautiful life, man. It's beautiful what he has going on. I'm glad you brought up the fact that we had our reservations and our disagreements as far as Medea is concerned, because this is a perfect example to show you how us as men, in particular Black men, can have disagreements, but at the end of the day, want to seek better for our own. We're going to sit here and give Tyler Perry nothing but respect. And I'm glad that if in fact he had to, or if he did, and he did put on the dress, at least the revenue that he gained from it, he's doing this shit. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, and I'm looking at some of the the stats. They definitely produce more movies. They doing their own thing over there in India, man. And even in hip hop, a guy was telling me, one of the Indian business owners, he said in hip hop is huge, you know what I mean, over India and everything. So it's a whole nother market for that. We always just got this, closed perception of just America, and there's so much other, things going on all over the place. But yeah, we need, and you really look at it though, we're always behind anything anyway that's mastermind, any, film or something. It's always, one of us. My dad sent me a story today about the gymnast. I forget her name, but she's so good that I think it's Simone something.
Biles.
Yeah, Biles, my bad. And that they changing the rules because she's so good. Tiger Woods. So I'm not surprised to see this, man. I just want to see us, continue to do for each other, continue to help each other. And who knows what's going to come out of this, man. But that's dope. Tyler Perry, I think he's not a billionaire, but I think soon, he's going to definitely be that. You know what I mean? That's dope.
I think that's clear to see, and salute. And shout out to Tyler Perry. Let's move on real quick. Oh, God, in a little bit of time we got left.
Sir.
R. Kelly. Now, according to The Blast, R. Kelly's victims say that he has tried to intimidate them with threatening letters, also claiming that he's blackmailed them. Now, we haven't heard R. Kelly's name in a while, but we've seen what was going on with him, trying to get out of jail, getting denied, saying he was sick. It's a lot going on. Now, during a recent court appearance, Kelly's lawyer argued that he was not a flight risk and that he poses no threat to women accusing him of assault. The prosecutor seemingly took the issue with that statement, insisting that the singer has already attempted to silence victims in the past. In new documents, the prosecutors say that Kelly has already sent a typewritten letter to a lawyer that represented Jane Doe number 5, threatening to release compromising and potentially embarrassing photographs of Jane Doe number 5 if she pursued her civil suit against the defendant. The letter reportedly included photos and text messages, conversations between Kelly and the alleged victim. Oh, God. From bad to worse to terrible to damn. What you think about this, man?
I mean, this is desperation. I think crazy. I mean, you're gonna try anything, you got to do. It was another article that came out that said he allegedly was hiding hundreds of thousands of dollars in a friend's bank account, which I guess is kind of smart in the condition that he's in right now, being tied up with the feds and having to pay out, all these legal fees. But I think it's the beginning of the end for R. Kelly. I thought that maybe he might have a chance, but it's like every day that goes past, it's just like, it seems like he's losing it, man. It seems like he's breaking down from the inside. Like he's begging to get out, saying he got medical conditions. Dog, you ain't getting out of there. You know what I mean? It just seems like whatever you offended or whatever you did, your appetite for the ladies, man, is going to cost you a lot of time in prison. So I just think it's one of those things where, I can't wait till we get to the trial so we can get to the details and he gets sentenced so we can see exactly what happens right here. But not looking good for this brother, man, and I don't think it's going to end good for him in the near future.
Nah, man, I'd have to agree with you on that. It doesn't look good for R. Kelly when you look at and we've been saying this from day one, even when the documentary came out, docuseries, whatever you want to call it, and we had our disagreements with the docuseries, but it looked like he just had terrible people around him at all times.
Yeah.
And going toward his demise, like you said, this looks like the beginning of the end. His legal team and the people around him don't seem to be helping him much either. And he seems to be scrambling, and things and information is getting out that's not supposed to be getting out, and leaks, just too many leaks and holes. And eventually the ship is going to sink for R. Kelly. And it's a shame to watch one of the greatest, most legendary songwriters, R&B singers of all time, one, be as sick as he is, because I do believe he has an illness, and what he has going on, and two, just to go down the way he is sad, man.
Yeah, and I think that this is probably just me just guessing, and I don't have any proof, but it's probably maybe something that happened in the past. He was able to maybe pay off people or get scared people through intimidation. Those days are over. Your star power is diminished. It ain't like it was in the 90s who R. Kelly was. You know what I mean? Like, you looked at pretty much, that's the P word at this point for most people. They're talking about banning your music. So it's different. It's totally different now. I went on record and said that maybe he could beat this case right now. I mean, maybe I'm being a little pessimistic right now, but like I said, I think this man is done.
I agree, man.
Yeah, but definitely, man, another episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast is in the books. for today. Just a quick recap, man. We talked about the Cassidy and Arsenal battle this morning. We also talked about T.I.'s top 50 rappers list. And we also talked about Atlanta's top 50 rappers list and Gucci Mane objecting to his placement at number 13 on there. We also talked about Atlanta and Tyler Perry, opening up his studios.
Dope.
And pretty much naming it Black Hollywood by all intensive purposes. We talked about how good that will be. And, we can't wait to see what the future holds for that particular, Hollywood down there. But yeah, man, another episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast in the books. If you loved us today, please hit that 5-star rating for us. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. That's all I got on this end, Sam.
Yeah, shout out to everybody listening on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, like we started with. Be back tomorrow for another dope episode 242 of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Make sure after you listen this morning, you share this video to a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend to get with the hottest, most disrespected, most underrated podcast out here to date, the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Another one in the books, baby.
Yes,
Over
sir.
And out.
Peace. 45 minutes.